My friend Toby is an absolute mongrel. He's changed his Steam name to Cock Muncher. No, sorry, Cock Gobbler, that was the one. Anyway, let's get on with another one. Oh my goodness. We'll go for this one. Okay, I love this guy. I actually added him as a friend. He's very polite, very considerate. What I really hate about the Shogun 2 community is, it's just, to put it simply, dicks. Just people in general. I mean, you'll get into the, I don't know, oh, we have found an opponent for you, fine, let me at him. And then you'll be at your, you're picking your army screen and everything, and then you'll be like, oh, hello in the chat, and by the time you have pressed enter and sent that hi as a friendly greeting, bang, your opponent has readied up. It's like, oh, great, thanks. Luckily, this guy, he didn't. He was very considerate. He said, I'm ready when you are. And I was like, yes, thank you, I accept that. It's very, very thoughtful of you. I always do that. I'll pick my army, then I'll say, I'm ready when you are. Because it's just no. Just why would you ready up when someone's not ready themselves? It's not a fair fight, and B, you're just not doing yourself any favours really. You won't improve unless you give other people a chance to play at their full potential. So, fairly standard build, naggy attendants, some shock troopers who are ready for this battle. I did play these battles yesterday. I just did battle 7, was it? The one I lost. And this is battle 8, I presume. So I wasn't going to make the same mistake. I got my Bocav back, and I got my Yarikav. It's because I lost them all in the previous battle with the person I played last time, because he wiped the floor with me twice, and he's only rank 4, which is rather embarrassing. But the first time I did decide to rush him. So anyway, back onto the game. There's 2 Nagi Sam protecting as always. I like Nagi Nata because it's a good versatile unit. It can fend off against anything. Cav, bow, sword. It can do fairly well against sword, but not great. Yeah, I got 2 Yari in the corner. Opponent's army. I did love this guy though. He was just so nice and polite, and we were chatting throughout. Do love when you get people like that. Anyway, he's got his 2 bow samurai. He's got Yari samurai. I think it was Yari samurai on the other end. Yep, Yari samurai. He's got a very strong 2 Nadachi. I don't really use Nadachi, but I need to use them more often. I don't use them that often. Yeah, they're very good. Then he's got some katana to back them up, which is very good. These guys are basically why I bring Naginata attendants, just to soak up any charges. Because these guys, look at the charge bonus, 28, that's gonna clean house. And then we go into these guys. Oh yeah, he's got his match like Kashigaru. They're good for scaring unit, like, just scaring enemy units and breaking morale, but they're not the best units. I wouldn't really recommend bringing them unless you really have got no idea what else to buy. I would just rather spend the 450 Goku on like Nagi attendants, to be honest, but still worthwhile. And then he goes for his general, which I think, yeah, he's a bow general. And he's got Yarikav and Bocav. So we've now set the scene. Again, morale shrine. Always go for morale shrine. It's your top priority in any battle, which is why I spawned on this side. Whether he went for the increased armor and melee defense, which is good. These 2 are possibly some of the best ones. I mean, no one's going to really fight over the bloody farmhouse. Farmhouse is crap. It gives you extra stamina. It says in one of my previous videos, unless you're in Africa, like running away from lions, it's really, really pointless. I do this quite a lot, where I hide my melee cavalry in some like forest, especially if the forest is kind of linked, or it does kind of link both deployment zones. I'll definitely try and put them in there at some point. Anyway, I was expecting him to spawn over here, to be honest, because most people just go straight for the morale shrine. But yeah, anyway, back on the idea of morals, good morals, not morale, morals. He was very, very polite, and I love people that are just polite, I mean, you just put in, I'm ready when you are, and they press ready for battle, you press ready for battle, it's all good, nice and even, both had a chance to select your armies fairly, and then you go into the battle. I'll always deploy my army however the way I want in my nice formations, as usual, and then I'll say, I'm ready when you are. It's just common politeness, and I wish more people would definitely do it in Shogun 2. You know, you're not really helping yourself by quickly readying up and trying to catch someone out. You know, it's not manly, cool, it's quite dishonourable, you know. You get in the drift. So at this point, at this point he left his matchlocks. I didn't realise these were Ashigaru units. If I'd realised that they were matchlock Ashigaru, I definitely wouldn't have given away my cavalry too early. But they were open, so I thought, why not? Let's go for them. They probably should have broken, given they've only got 4 morale. They did just get a full-on charge, and they lost about 35 of their buddies, but it doesn't matter. I kept these guys in reserve, waiting for another chance to pop up. And he's now going to chase his Yarikav. Well, he's going to chase my Yarikav with his Yarikav. Meanwhile, shooting his general. Archer generals can be very, very effective. They can really pick your units down quickly. But as I said before, a leadership general is where it's at. Rather upgrade your whole army rather than just one unit. That's the logic behind it. Anyway, he left his archers, and it seems I've only got, you know, bow cavalry. I thought I'd definitely go for him. At this point, I've sacrificed them. I've preoccupied him. That's the whole point, because then I wanted to have a bit of a dig at him. I really could have done this a lot better. They're just manoeuvring your way around Yari Samurai. Yari Samurai are good, but primarily only really against cavalry. They're excellent against cavalry, in fact. I mean, I've got to show one battle where I was playing against my friends Harris and Toby, and you know, I was expecting a pretty good match. I was on my 7-star. They don't really play it online very much, so they had really, really poor units. But I was expecting quite a tough match because I was bringing one of my classic, you know, Naginata and everything. But I actually decided for once to bring some Yari Samurai because I wanted to kind of balance the game out a little bit. Because obviously I can't just bring along like, you know, 5 chevron samurai. You know, it'd be a bit mean, even if I'm against 2 people. But yeah, I mean, we loaded into the game, and bang, what do I get? A huge cav spam. Literally, I'm just sat over here with my small contingent of samurai because the funds were quite low, and I just see this massive line of bloody like Naginata, like I don't know, cav. It's just retarded beyond belief. There's like the bloody horns of Rohan over there. Turn around. Holy crap, why the hell did you cav spam? I thought we were going to have a nice balanced match. No, we're not. It's like, fuck you then. Fine. I actually went on to win the game anyway. Toby left the game. I'd like to say rage quit, but it was more of a he just kind of got bored. Actually, no, I think I just decimated his army. And then he had bloody... It was quite weird because he had a massive cav spam, but then he had a tiny little monkey unit as well. Yeah, they were definitely trouble. I even fielded ninjas in that battle, and they were pretty useless. Although they did kind of ninja bomb, which was quite funny. Yeah, I'll probably do that little battle after. I don't know. Can't really be bothered though. So at the moment it's an awkward standoff. I'm trying to keep his archers occupied because obviously I haven't really got a skirmishing component, have I? The only skirmishing I've got is Bocav. Bocav are good, but they're not excellent. You can't really rely on them to skirmish for you because you really need to have probably, I'd say, 3 units if you're really going to go skirmishing, because they have only got 60 units. Sorry. I mean, they have only got 60 units, so they're not going to just straight out win a battle for you. Although there was actually one match where I was so desperate to show it, but it got corrupted. But basically, we locked into this match, and he won the battle, but so he still had like a large army left. My general had died, it all went pear-shaped, but I had one Bocav unit left. I think it was probably one of these actually. Yeah, I think it was Raining Thunder. Yeah, it was definitely one of these. And basically I managed to win the game with just a bow-cav, which is quite funny. The guy, he was all like, oh my god, why don't you just surrender? It's like, well no, I've still got my bow-cav. I want to try and annoy you as much as possible. You'll be amazed at how much ammunition these guys have got though. They can really lay down the train. So at the moment it's just a case of picking some. Oh, ow! Oh, he got onto the neck. Ouch. It's just a matter of kiting, really. It's always the best thing to do when you've got bow-cav. It does require a bit of micromanagement, but if you do it successfully, you can really pay off and you can really annoy your opponent into attacking you. You see, now what you don't want to do is get into shallow water because it slows down your units and it does make them very vulnerable, especially to arrow fire. I think it decreases your melee defense as well, I'm not entirely sure. It might do. So this is what he really should have done. He should have marched up his skirmishing units at the beginning. He really should have done that while my skirmishing force over there was literally skirmishing. He should have done this. What I did is that I tried to draw his archers forward. And he's trying to get my archers with his Yari Cav. To be honest, I thought he was going to get me for a minute then, because Yari Cav is faster than bow cav. This river slowed me down a lot, as you can see. Shallow water slows down all units. Cavalry units are particularly affected. See, I thought there was a slight chance he could have got me here. Yari Cav is quicker, as I did mention. So yeah, I just keep running my guys back, making sure that his skirmishers don't get me. That's pretty much it. I'll always, if there's a river on the map, I'll always try and fight over the river. Well, not over the river, but, you know, I'll try and make them force themselves across the river to have a battle. It's like with hills as well. Hills and rivers, you kind of want to isolate them. You want to be up on these kind of beachheads, if you like, up on these riverbanks, preventing them from crossing, trapping them in the river. Because, especially if you're fighting a very big army, you don't want them to wrap around your sides. You really want to kind of contain them, and if there's a very big army... Oh my goodness! I totally take back that matchlocks are crap. See how many men they just took out? Ouch, he must have took out about 30 men. At this point, he just left them open, so I just sort of charged in anyway. And there go the fire arrows. That's very, very good selecting there. Most people just leave them on fire at will, but my opponent, very polite opponent, who I actually added as a friend because he's very nice, he selected units, which is definitely what you want to be doing. Very, very good move of my opponent. Okay, so at the moment I haven't engaged my army yet, and I'm now in the process of engaging. So what I was trying to do here, I was just trying to trap him in this river here. I should have really kind of brought these Nagi Samurai around the other side. I should have kept those guys there. I should have kept the katana there as well. And this is pretty much where the battle takes place. I really like my opponent's armour. It's a very nice looking armour, kind of blue and black. I do like that. Again, now my monks are going in. I didn't even pop. I didn't even pop off the war cry, which I really should have done. Some of his guys there just beating the crap out of monks. Get to and from. So to look at them, all the politics of the whole thing, I wanted to reinforce my centre, so I moved my shock troopers over there. This is why I said I should have moved my Naginata. This was an extremely good. I can't tell how good this move was. He just managed to slide them through. Sneaky guy. Managed to slide his cavalry through, and then he managed to hammer an anvil onto the back of my men, which was very, very good. I'm surprised my men didn't collapse at that. But I was saying before that I was trying to move my katana into a sort of a neutral area, so whichever area needed some help, I would have moved them to reinforce. But he really used his cavalry effectively. He really did. and it's kind of just a grind out match as always. What's some guy getting launched? So yeah, and he's now starting to repeatedly hit the back of my line, which is again a very, very good move. You want to be doing this. Definitely want to be doing this. My guy's practically breaking. I think that was my my monks just. Yeah, they broke him now, shattered. Okay, now at this point I'm thinking, GG, my friend, absolutely GG. You know, you've won this, but then I begin to realise that his guys are beginning to waver quite a bit. And then I had some naggy attendants who decided to come back, which is always welcome. After the main fighting had been done, bloody glory hunters. And it's like GG. But I was actually saying in the chat box, you know, GG, well played, I mean, you've won this, man. But then, miraculously, you never know until the last few seconds who has won the actual grind out match. I mean, even here, my guy's broke even though his men are broken as well. They've just shattered. 145 kills, that's very good. Definitely worthwhile. And now we just look on the carnage. And I ended up winning. I do love this map, it's very pretty looking, isn't it? It is very pretty looking. And I think that's kind of it. I won it. My advice to him would probably... I mean, he did very well. I'm not going to lie, he did very well. What I would advise him to do, though, is probably get the morale shrine first and send his cavalry off to go get the workshop. That's probably what I would have recommended. I mean, I was going to go for the workshop with my Yari Cav, but I was expecting him to spawn over here and cap the morale shrine immediately. I wasn't expecting him to get this one first. But that was a very, very good game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. A very, very polite player. I just wish more people would be more polite like him. He was very, very good. Said GG, well played, you know. It's what you want in a match. And that was my second battle of yesterday. What was the date yesterday? I can't even remember what the date was. 25th? 25th. So yeah, those were the two battles I played yesterday. Actually, I played 3 battles yesterday, but I didn't record the one I lost at first hand. Anyway, there's the statistics. I think also what came down to it as well was the fact that I had some more veteran units. That definitely has great impact. Yeah, I would have had some more. Okay, so my shock troopers proved well. I don't really bring Naginata warrior monks very much, but I just thought I'd give them the spin because I want to rank them up. Bocav did pretty well, as always. His guys, his Yari Cav did so well. 102 kills. That is a very worthwhile unit to have. Nodachi did well, but yeah, I mean, as I said, it's probably just down to I had a few higher stats. I mean, my guys, look, they're four chevrons each, 4 chevrons, 4, 4, 4. You know, those have got 5 chevrons. You know, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt, really. These guys really did crap. I think they were the ones I hopelessly just ran in anyway. I always don't seem to use my Yari Cav to the best ability, but you know. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that match. It was very, very good and a very, very good honourable player. I think they should definitely have the honour system like they do in League of Legends, where if they've been a good player, you honour them, because it does encourage some good play. So, I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.